Hello friends, welcome to my channel. So friends, today is the first part of this to-do list using React.js. So friends, in this video what we will see how we can render the to-do list onto the in the container, and also we will see how we can get the values from the input box, and when we will click on this button how it will be like appended into the to-do list. So this is the first part, and I will try to cover this whole app into two parts of the video of like in a sequence. So like this is the first part. So let's start our video. So yeah, here you can see I have created a new project to do tutorial, and here it is a simple project, like it contains the to dos and all. So what I will do, like I will try to create, delete all these things, and I will try to show you from the very beginning. So here by default I have created two tasks for the to-do list, and if I try to run this, so what I have to do, like I have to first go to this folder to do tutorial, and once after this, then I have to click on npm run dev, and then as soon as our project will start running into the browser, then we will uh, start building our app. So let's see what it is showing as of now. So I will go here and I will try to reload this. Okay, I have to make some changes here. Like I have imported the to do component, but it does not exist yet. So I will try to remove this, and now I will see. Okay, so we have a container here. So for this container, I have nothing. I've done nothing. Like I've simply added a div with the class name as container, and in the app.css, I have provided some value here. I have pre-written the CSS to save time. So here you can see, like if you want to check the CSS, you can pause the video and see this. This is the app.css. You can save this and use this in your project. So this is the container, and inside the container what I have to do, I will create one more div with the class name as inp holder, and close this div, and inside this div we have input tag with the type as text, and we will also add a placeholder for the input box that will say add tasks, and then we have a class name also for this, like inp, and then I will close this, and then we have a button as well that will say like class name also for this button, and it will say plus. So this is our div, and if I go to app.css again, so here the styling for INP holder, INP and BTN button. So now if I go to the, yeah, okay, first of all I have to give a heading like what it is. So what I will do, I will add a h3 tag or h2 tag here that will say add your tasks here. Like this it will say, yeah, like this. And now it is quite looking good, similar to this one, the previous one, React to-do list. Add your tasks here. Now what I will do, I will do one thing. I will create a component here called to-dos. As you can see, like I have already imported the data file. Data is basically a set of like an array of objects that contains the task, the to-do that we have to perform. So I have already imported the data. Now, as the next step, what I'm going to do is like I will create a component here. For example, I will create a new folder called components, and inside the components, I will add file called todos.jsx. and here I will simply create a functional component real quick, and here inside this div what I will do, I will just give it a class name called to-dos, and now here what I will do, I will just as of now I will just see whether to-dos is getting rendered or not. Okay, so I have to import it in the app.jsx. So what I will do, I will just write import to-dos, and then I will render it here to-dos and like this. So now if I will go to browser and see, so here you can see to-dos is getting rendered. So as the next step, what I'm going to do is, as I have already imported data here, so what I will do, I will create two states. One is for the input box, like whatever the value user will enter there. So task and set task. So this is for the first state of the component, and by default it is an empty string. And then the next state will be to do's, that is of the type of array, set to do's, and it will by default the value for to do's will be data, data like this. And now what I will do, like I want to send this to do's to this to do's. So what I will do, I will just simply write to do equal to do's like this. As I'm passing the data as props to to-dos component, so I have to just go to this component and destructure the value here. So I will write to do here, and inside here, like inside the return statement, I will write to do dot map, and then inside the map function, I will just go through one by one to all the tasks, and here I will simply write uh, h5 and write task. Ta okay, I think I task dot task like this. Sorry, not task dot task. It will be to do dot task. I hope it will be, yeah, like this. It here you can see. So this is this is the way to render the to-do list. Now, as the next step, what I'm going to do is, like, suppose if I'm ta typing some value here, like go to movie, go for a movie, go to movie. So, or go to theater like this. So if I add this value, and when I click on this plus button, add button, the new value should be rendered here below this buy fruits task. So let's see how we can do that. So for that, what we have to do is, like, we have to go to app.jsx, and okay friends, so as we have to, like, uh, get the value from the input box whenever the user will enter something, so we have to take that value and, like, enter that like render that value into the to-do list, like append that value to the existing to-do list. So for that, what we can do is, like, here you can see that this is the input tag, this input tag is this input tag. So what we can do is, like, here we have to add a event listener that will, like, listen to the events whenever the event will be triggered. So how we can do that is, like, we have to add the event handler like this on change. On change basically handles whenever a user will enter a new value, so it will basically get triggered. So on change, and then we have to pass a function inside it that is basically our handler that will be responsible for handling that on change event. So the conventional method for the naming convention for this is like this, like handle and then change, or if it is a on-click event, then handle click like that. So on change equal to handle change, and similarly we will what we will do, like, here we will create this handle change method. So for that, I will create a functional method like this, const handle change, and then it is as it is a functional method, so I have used arrow function, and then I have to uh, one second, yeah, like this. And here we will pass our event. So now what it will do basically. So as of now, like our task is empty, like it is an empty string. So what it will do, like the to update the task, we have to use the set task method. Set task method, what it will do, like it will basically take the e dot target dot value, because whatever the user will start typing into the input box, it will come into e dot target dot value. I will show you. Instead of directly assigning that value to the task, what I will do, I will first try to see try to print the console, like whether what is coming into e dot target dot value. So I will just write it and try to print it. And now I will open console. So yeah, so now I will suppose I type hi. So here you can see hi is getting printed on the console. So similarly, if I write go to movie or go to school. So you can see like here, whenever the I'm pressing a key, then it is getting updated, like the value is getting updated. So our task is to get the final value, like when the user is ready to like add it into the to-do list. So at that scenario, at that moment, we have to like click on the we have to like update the value, update the list with this new value. So what how we can achieve that? So for that, what we have to do is like we have to set the task value using this set task method. Set task and then e dot target dot value. E is our event. This E is a basic is basically a synthetic event. So it will basically contains the value that the user is entering, and then the set task method will update this task. Here you can see now the value of task is empty string. So now as soon as I this statement will be executed, the task value will be updated with the new value. So we will see that also here in the console. What I will do, I will print task, and now let's see what happens. So as of now, you can see there is nothing because it is an empty string. But when I start writing here, here you can see hi, everything is printed, right? So if I say go to school, so it is getting like updating that task, the value of task. But our task is to add that value, the to-do value into our to-do list on this button click. So for that we need one more event handler, and that is when the button is clicked. So for that we have one more event handler, that is on click. So how we can do that? So similarly we have to write on click method here, on click like this, and then like this we will pass some value here like handle click into this, and then uh, I will comment this down. I guess there is some error. Let me check. I guess it is because of this. Yeah. So now on click and then handle click. So again, like we have to declare this, we have to like initialize this handle click method function. So similarly, we will create one more function called handle click. You can give any name of your choice. There is no any compulsion that you have to give handle click only. You can give anything. So like this, you have to create one new function. So as now we have the updated value into task. So our task is to like what we have to do is we have to add this task to this data. So for that, what we can do, how we will do that is like using this set to dos method. So this set to dos will basically update this to dos. This to dos it will update. So as of now, if I try to show you like what is inside this to dos. So So basically this set to do's, what it will do, like first of all we have to access the pref, like whatever it is already like containing, whatever the data that is already stored into the array. So that pref basically denotes that. And now we want to update the priv with this new value. Like we want to append the new task into the priv. So for that, what we will do? So we will basically use the this operator and then priv, and then similarly we will add a like curly bracket, and inside that curly bracket, like this, we will store this task and then put semicolon. So this is the way to like update the array, update the to-dos array. So now we have set the to-dos and updated this. So now let's see whether the new value on the button click, the new value is getting added or not to the list. So for example, I have added go to city, and as of now here you can see we have only two objects into the array before the button click. And now when I click on this button, so here you can see the value is getting added, like added to the to-do list, and here also the array is updated. Like we have one more task added to the list, that is go to city. So this is the way basically we handle the events using in React.js using the event handlers, and this is the way to update an array, and this is the way to get the value from input box whenever a user will enter the new values. So this is basically how we achieve these things. So as of now, like the next step for in this app is to style this to-do list. Like we want to add the icons also, and for that what we will do, like we have to provide some styling to to-dos. So what we will do, like we will create a to-dos.css here, new file, to-dos.css, and import that to-dos.css here also, like this. And as we have already provided the class name of the to-dos, so we have to basically just write like this, like dot to-dos, and then we have to pass some values. So for that, what I will do, like I will take the values of the CSS value from my previous file,